Hi there and welcome to my channel. My name is Dina and I'm going to take you on a road trip in my Model Y Tesla. Overall, it was an amazing experience and I would do it again and again, and this was one of the big reasons why I was hesitant to get a Model Y is I wanted to go on road trips. I'm a teacher, I have summer break, and I like to do things during summer, and sometimes they're quite a ways. So our first road trip we ever took in our Model Y is to Lake Tahoe. It was about 445 miles away from my hometown, and it took us an hour more than it would normally take in a car that uses gas. So let's get started on this road trip. Bye. Hi there, we just left our house. We're going to Lake Tahoe from Santa Clarita in our Tesla. Normally it would take 6.5 hours, and we're estimating it to take at least an hour more. With how many stops?
About 3 stops.
With about 3 more stops. This graph is super interesting and was so fun to look at throughout the whole road trip. So this graph can be found under the energy tab on your Tesla screen. There are 2 graphs. This happens to be the trip graph. So you'll see on the y-axis it says remaining energy in percentage, and you'll see on the x-axis it says how many miles you have to go until your next destination. So this is when we left our house and we were at 100% charge and we had 175 miles to go. The graph projects how well you will do on your trip to your next destination. So it was always a game for us to try to do a little bit better than what the graph said we would do. It said at this specific destination that we would have 18% battery life. I think we finished our trip with maybe 21% battery life, and we did a little bit better. But I just thought it was so cool that the Tesla can know the ups and downs of your drive, meaning it can calculate if you're going to regen your battery by going downhill or if it's going to eat away at your battery by going uphill. And it also, calculates if you're going the speed limit at 60 miles per hour. We weren't necessarily doing that. We were going between 75 to 80 miles per hour. So yeah, that was super cool, and we always kept looking at it to see how we were doing on our percentage of battery life. Alright, so we're about 5 miles out from Firebot Supercharger. So we passed 2 superchargers. We passed the Kettleman Supercharger and the Harris Ranch Supercharger. Firebot, right, has about like 56 chargers, so we're hopeful for a spot, but we're going to be stopping for 25 minutes there.
We spent our days on the coast of something beautiful. We got pulled into the tide of something real. But somehow I lost you on the way. I assumed you left me behind. Lifeless days and sleepless nights, so tired of it. I can't get you off my mind, can't forget it. Now I know what I've got to do is find my way back to you.
Hi there, so we've been at the supercharger for about 30 minutes and we have about 260 something miles. I can't see, it's on doggy mode right now. We went and got food and walked the dogs, all set to go. Next jaunt, 3 hours. This was our graph when we arrived at the Elk Grove Supercharger. You can see that the green line is above the gray line. The gray line is what was projected how we would do with our battery life when we left Firebot at the recommended charging level of 75%. But we ate and we took a little bit longer than what was recommended for us to stay, so we charged closer to 100%. So we matched or did a little bit better than what was projected, and you can see that in the green line. Another thing I need to mention, and I thought was also interesting, was that this graph resets every time you charge at a supercharger with a new state of charge level and the new miles that you're going on for your next destination. So it starts charging slower at how many?
It just starts to taper off. Right now you see it's only 50 kilowatts.
But when it's first initially doing it, how many kilowatts does it do?
If it's a really low state of charge,
Like 30%?
or even less than that, between like 10 and 30%, it starts at 250 kilowatts. And this is at that time it's adding about 1,000 miles per hour.
Yeah.
It's the charge rate.
So we have 120 more miles to go. It's going to take us 2 hours and 17 minutes. So you said there's a big hill that we have to go up and probably canyons and stuff. So it'll take us a while. But just waiting. We have about 5 more minutes. We're trying to get up to 250 miles, right? So we have enough. Some things that I learned on my road trip with my Tesla is that each supercharger charges at a different rate. So I found this out when I went on the Tesla website. Under my account, there is a tab that says charging. When you push that, it gives you a list of the superchargers that you have gone to. And under each supercharger, it will tell you the total amount that you spent as well as how much they charge per kilowatt hour. So some superchargers charged at a rate as low as 34 cents per kilowatt hour, and some superchargers that we went to charged all the way up to 38 cents per kilowatt hour. And I thought that was super interesting, and I didn't know that each supercharger can charge at a different rate. Another thing that I learned on my road trip to Tahoe is that there are different versions of superchargers. There are superchargers that are called V2, version 2, and there are superchargers that are called V3, version 3. So at V2, your Tesla charges at a power level of 150 kilowatts, while your V3 superchargers charge at a 250 kilowatt. So that makes a difference in the amount of time that you stay and how fast your battery charges, which was interesting to me, and I had no idea before this trip that superchargers do that. Well, I hope you enjoyed our trip to Tahoe in our Model Y and learned a little something about taking a road trip that is an extensive trip in a Model Y. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and comment below anything else you would like to know about my Tesla Model Y and my experiences with it. Have a great day. Bye.